This could be us. So back to what I was saying. This could be us.
Hey guys, so I'm gonna start this vlog here, and I just wanted to tell you guys, I guess like a disclaimer. I want to do this video, this vlog. I'm gonna share this stuff with you guys for two reasons. One, because this can happen to anybody and it can help someone, and two, because in a way I want to show her this. I see it as a growing thing when she gets older, and she can feel that she's strong and nothing can tear her down. Like, she's been through so much, so this will just help her when she gets older. If you guys haven't, I will link that video down below. But when I was 6 years old, my sister passed away in a car accident, and I was in that car accident along with my mom and my two sisters, and one of my sisters passed away. But I was in coma when I was in that car accident. So knowing that story, hearing my parents tell me and my family, it made me strong. It made me feel like no matter what happens in life, I'm strong because I got through those things. You know, like losing my sister, being in coma, and actually being a survivor. Like, that's so amazing. So when she grows up and she gets to see this, or like we tell her about it, she's gonna be able to know that she's strong and that no matter what, like, she can get through it, if that makes sense. So we are in the hospital. We're in the pediatric center here at our local hospital where she was born, and it's sad to think that she's here 3 weeks later. So I'm gonna go ahead and start from from the bottom, from like how this happened. And I'm sorry if I'm a little puffy and stuff, but I've been crying. I've just been through a lot. So on Sunday night, she had a fever, and it was 101.6, and usually you're supposed to take a baby to the hospital, but honestly and truly, it was 1 in the morning or like 2 in the morning, around there. And with my son, I took him and they didn't do anything. They just told me, give him Tylenol, he'll be alright, and just make sure that, you know, everything's okay. Well, I gave her Tylenol, so that's what I thought I had to do. So I gave her Tylenol, and I did an appointment for her early in the morning with her doctor. So I gave her the Tylenol, and her fever went down to 99.9. So we're like, okay, you know, it's going down. That's good, right? So we went to her doctor's appointment in the morning, and Brian had to stay in the waiting room with Briancito because the rooms are very tiny. And, you know, like, she's a baby, so I wanted the doctor to make sure that she was checking her good and not have Briancito being a distraction. So when we got back to the room and the doctor looked at her, as soon as she walked in, she was like, you're gonna have to go to the emergency room, because she is an infant and she's only 20 days old, and, you know, like, it can be an infection or it could be something internal. So externally she looks healthy, she looks perfectly fine, but they need to make sure that she doesn't have an infection or whatever the case may be. Keep in mind, she was born via C-section, and she did poop inside of me, which is called meconium. So they just wanted to make sure that it wasn't that or some other type of infection. So we got to the ER. She did call in advance. We still had to wait, which wasn't a long of a wait, but it was a wait. They poked her 4 times. In the ER, they poked her 3 times to get blood out. The first time they did get blood, enough for a culture, but because she is such a baby, her veins are so tiny that they just have to be extra careful. And I understand it's stressful enough to get blood out of a baby, but it hurts as a mom to see your baby cry. Anyways, then they did an LP, which is where they withdraw fluid from her spinal cord, and it's kind of the procedure of an epidural type, the best way that they could describe it to me and I could describe it to you. So my baby went through that twice. And then they also did the catheter because they needed urine. So thank God they got everything they needed for that. But she's had a really rough day yesterday, and today they're gonna poke her again to put an IV in, which is the next day. And it's just been really hard and really rough to see my baby like this. You know, you don't expect your baby to get sick or anything, but you just kind of have to be there, you know, and just kind of go with it. So here's Miss Chloe, and she's getting monitored. And I just didn't want them to keep poking her, so I went ahead and just said, you know what, let's go ahead, and because they want to put antibiotics in her cause if she has an infection. I'm assuming she does because they're putting in her antibiotics. Oh, she has to be here for 48 hours just to make sure that everything's good, and waiting for the results to come in. They do take a while due to what they're looking for. So I gave them permission to just go ahead and give her the shots of antibiotic, because I'd rather they do a shot that it will hurt her 2.5 seconds than they keep trying to put an IV in. But today they're gonna have an IV specialist come put it in an IV in her. So I'm gonna try to fight it a little bit because again, I don't want her to be in pain. So I'm gonna try to get the best information I can from them to see what is the best option before we have to do the IV again, because she's been poked enough and I don't feel comfortable with her being poked more. So if we can avoid it, good, and I hope we can. But if not, then they're gonna have to do it, because I just want her to be okay, guys. This is really hard. It's hard to film it. It's hard to talk about it because people are they're gonna be like, why are you filming this? Like, you shouldn't film it. Like, you should be more present. But I am present. I'm here all day. You guys are just seeing moments. You guys are seeing moments where she's sleeping, and there's not much a mother can do. Like, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I just know that she's okay, and she's very strong, and she's a fighter, and everything's gonna be okay at the end of the day, I hope. But if I stress, if I cry, if I don't live my normal life, that's just gonna affect her, because she can feel everything that I feel. So I'm just trying to be positive and strong. So yeah. So here's my baby. She's so beautiful. So we've had to kind of just like go with stuff for right now. We didn't really have much of an option. I didn't think that this was going to happen, but it did, and I'd rather them be safe than sorry. Like, as of right now, she doesn't have anything. They're just doing these tests and all of this stuff to make sure she doesn't have an infection, to make sure nothing's growing, or whatever the case may be. So, as far as we're concerned, she's perfectly healthy. They just want to make sure that nothing's wrong. Because she is so tiny and she is a baby, they have to do this in order for them to know that she's okay. And again, this was her pediatrician to send her to the ER, and the doctors here agreed that they should make sure everything is okay. You guys can see her little shots where she got her shots done. She got 2 in this leg and then 1 on this leg, and then they actually did this one this morning. The other 2 shots, they did it yesterday, and then today it was just 1 shot. To her chart, which is this, her expected discharge date is the 6th, and hoping and really praying that her results come back good, we get to leave. I just came to move the temperature because it's pretty hot in here. Okay, so this is the door. Here's the sink where the nurses use. I mean, we can use it too, but it's mostly for them. Gloves, the station here, a little hallway, and then this curtain, a trash can, and then this is the room overall. That's my bed, and then there's baby's bed, and then Brian is right there, and then there's baby's bed, and then this is like the nurse computer and stuff, and then there's Brian, and then just the TV, some decor, a bench. This is so that I can what do you call this, so we can eat or whatever. It's a tray. The bench, of course, her car seat, and then they gave us newborn diapers, which she's starting to not fit into them, but I think for the time being this will be very helpful. Are you hungry? Oh, and again, she has this here because we're obviously awake and making sure she's okay and checking up on her. So that's why she has this blanket under her. Just wanted to say that before you guys came at me in the comments or thought I was a bad mom or whatever. But yeah, guys. So it has been a couple hours since I last updated you guys. I just spoke to the doctor, but they came in this morning like around, oh wow, it's probably 9 and I thought it was already afternoon. But they came in like about 40 minutes ago, try to put another IV in her because they haven't been able to, because baby veins are very, very tiny. And at this point, they have poked her, I want to say about 5 or 6 times, trying to get an IV in. So I just finally spoke to the doctor and was like, what are my options? What can we do? I don't want the IV anymore. So we're just going to go ahead and do shots because, or like vaccine type shots, because it's becoming too overwhelming for me and Brian to see her be put through that pain. If you've ever gotten an IV that by someone who doesn't know what they're doing or is having a hard time trying to get one in, it could be very painful. So if it's painful for us, imagine for a baby. So I'm just too overwhelmed right now, and I was crying, and I tried to compose myself to update you guys, and to, at the end of the day, this is a video for me personally and for her, but I want to share my experience because I'm pretty sure that there's other mothers out there or families that go through this, and maybe if you have a little insight, then you kind of know how a mom feels and how you should treat her if you're a friend. Try not to overwhelm them and asking questions. Just kind of be a listening ear, or just let them know you're there for them. And if they need someone to talk to, you'll be there. So just be a hearing ear for them, and not constantly wanting to know what's going on. They will update you when they update you, but in the meantime, just be a hearing ear, if that makes sense. Also, the next door, I guess, neighbors, or like, it's like a line type, well, whatever. The next door, there is a 2-week-old baby, no, 3-day-old baby, 3 days old baby. So that baby's even smaller, and I can only imagine what they're going through. If my 3-week-old baby is in pain, I can only imagine what that 3-day-old baby is going through. It's very sad, and I don't wish this upon anybody. So yeah, guys, I will update you guys a little bit more as the date goes on, but as of now, her next shot isn't due till 2 o'clock, and we're hoping that everything is okay and getting better, but for now, we're just waiting for the results to come back. So baby girl is actually sleeping right now, and she really needs to rest because, like I said, they were just in here 40 minutes ago, poking her. So if being in there and relaxing makes her comfortable, that's what I want, and that's what she needs, then that's what will happen. So she's just in her crib right now. Yeah. So I just wanted to show you guys that she's relaxing, and this is why I am able to vlog and talk with you guys, because she's resting. So talking about it makes me feel better, and expressing it. So they just brought me lunch, and I just finished eating. But it is 12:44, and I'm gonna take a nap because at 1:20, 1:15, they're gonna come and do some shots on baby girl. Well, actually, it's just one shot, and I'm gonna take a nap, just like a little cat nap, because my head is starting to hurt. And since tonight Brian has to go home with baby boy, because yesterday my sister took care of him, but today Brian's gonna have to go home and take care of him. So unfortunately, I will be on my own. And I say unfortunately because when you're in this type of situation, you want your spouse to be here with you, and you just feel better when both parents are here, if that makes any sense. But baby girl is napping. She just fed. I breastfeeded her for 10 minutes on each boob, and she's starting to wake up, so no nap for mom. I think this has had to be the hardest thing that I have ever done as a mother, is to see my baby girl like this. Oh God. don't mind my nail. Both of these fell off. Her aunt brought her this, my sister, so that she could feel better. And her other aunt, my sister, brought her that. And then the one that gave her the little bunny gave her that one that says get well soon. So I wanted to update you guys. I went home I left the hospital like around 5:50. I went home and took a shower because I just felt like I needed one, and after everything we've been through, I just wanted to go home and put on some clean clothes. Even though Brian did bring me some, I just felt like I needed to freshen up. So when I left, Chloe was sleeping, and when I came back, I brought food for me and Brian. My mom thankfully took Briancito so Brian could stay with me another night, so I was very thankful that she could do that. They're gonna come in a little bit and put her 3 shots, and that will be the last 3 shots for today, March 5th. And then tomorrow at 5 in the morning she'll have another one, or 6:30, 5 or 6:30 in the morning, and that should be the last one. Hopefully her cultures come back and the results also, and everything's okay and we get to go home. But as everything's looking good, so we get to go home tomorrow. But it's 48 hours to get the final results, so we're just waiting for that. But I'm just very thankful that everything's going good and she's starting to look a lot better. And yeah, I'm sorry I really haven't vlogged a lot. This video will not be me showing much, but I tried to show as much as I could. Again, I only vlog in moments that I can, and in moments where I'm not doing anything and baby's sleeping. So that's when I have time to update you guys, because I've just been wanting to cuddle and cradle her, but I also know that she's been poked enough, so I just kind of like let her rest as much as she can and needs to rest, so that she's not in pain. And I think she's just starting to wake up, because I think she's getting ready to have another feeding, so I might latch her on and see if she'll take the boobie. If not, then I'll just give her a bottle. But she's been doing good, so we'll see. But I just want to update you guys. I will update you guys tomorrow. Hopefully we get to go home tomorrow. So yeah, I'll let you guys know what happens. And then there's baby. She is currently resting in the crib of her room, and I'm eating some Skittles, and I'm gonna watch a show.
Please, that is gonna be here with you, okay? 1, 2, love you. It's okay, it's okay. It's okay, baby.
Can I take off this open baby?
Yeah, you can. Oh, Miss Chloe. Sorry, Daddy's here to help us. Where's our pinky? Oh, just like, what is going on? Oh, Chloe knows what is coming on.
Yeah, she does.
She does. Whenever we start wrapping her up and she hears our voice, she's like, they're here.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the name of it here? Yep, sorry, Chloe. Sorry.
they put 3 shots on her. And if you hear that noise, it is just a humidifier, so that it can clear her airways and stuff. Not that she necessarily needs it, it's just good for her and her room to have it, if that makes any sense. Hi guys, so today is March 6, 2019, and I have baby girl laying here on my chest. She just had the pacifier in, but she kicked it out for when she doesn't want it anymore. She just kicks it out. And I went home. I think I told you guys this yesterday. Let me get away from the light. I think I told you guys this yesterday, but I did go home and take a shower and put on some clean clothes and brought some for today. I got to change, but you probably won't be able to see it because I am laying here with my baby girl. I feel like she's doing a lot better. The doctor hasn't come in this morning, but I'm sure he'll be in soon. We're still waiting on the final results. Like I told you guys, the doctor does get to check them every so often just to make sure that there isn't any growth. They did her 3 cultures, which is the blood, the LP, which is the spinal fluid, and then the last one was the P. So those 3, for the 48 hours we've been here, the doctor checks them every so often and just makes sure that there's no growth in there of a bacteria or any type of infection or whatever the case may be. And if in those 48 hours there is no growth, then that means that she has no infection and we get to go home. So that's good news. Sleeping, so is Briancito, and so is Chloe. She just fell asleep. My mom and my dad were just here, but they had to go, so now it's just us. So we're just waiting for those to come, because most likely we're going to be discharged today, because the doctor did say that everything is looking really good, so we should be able to go home today. But again, we're just waiting on those final results. So we get to go home. The results came back negative, guys. This makes me so happy. So we get to go home. So we're just packing up and waiting for the discharge papers to come in so we can get to go home, rest, and live our normal, happy, healthy lives with our kids. Yay! So you guys will be seeing this vlog as soon as I get it edited and up. So thank you so much to everyone who reached out and had my daughter in your prayers, had us in your prayers. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you for watching this video. Again, it was for learning purposes and to share our experience. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in my next video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell for any future videos. And I'll see you guys in another video. Say bye. Say I'm all better and I get to go home. Say bye.